Legends, welcome back to NRL Fantasy Analysis. We're going to be going through what was one of the worst games you'll ever watch, especially this year. Wow. Titans versus Tigers, down there with the two worst teams in the competition. Warriors weren't very good either last week. The Warriors-Tigers game was bad, but this one, I thankfully only watched the first half and went off to basketball. But 8-6 with a try right at the end to AJ Brimson. Yeah, a tough one, but let's not talk about it too much. So it's going to be a very, very low-scoring game in terms of fantasy output. But if you went and picked up Jockey Madden, from last week, which he was definitely an option, but for only 3 weeks, and you've come out with the goods. 2 try savers and 2 turnover tackles was pretty crazy. For 18 points there. Obviously, that's takes him down to about 41 if he didn't have that. But 17 tackles for 1 miss was great. 365 kick meters, so he took the bulk of that. Ran the ball a little bit as well with the 1 offload. So they've actually put the offloads as 4 points this time. So they've updated in the system. Well done, team. Well done, NRL.com. We got there. Anywho, on to Alex 12, 57. So he was great. He's just up and down. He gets smaller minutes, and he gets the bigger minutes, and he's just a bit of a pain at the moment. He's lost 70k for that reason. But a good scorer in this game, which was a lot of just through the middle and not too much happening. Lucy Leilua with 50 points obviously was pretty solid in a you'll take that in a game that there wasn't a lot happening, unfortunately. So with Lucy there, that's a solid score. He's got 50, 56, and 50 the last 3 weeks. So you won't be complaining with that if you decide to hold on to him. He's only lost 32k, and that will hold steady over the next few weeks, especially if he continues those 50 plus scores. So I've seen a few people with him, obviously owned by 2.5%. So doing his job for what he needs to do. Tino with the try saver and no real attacking stats there. Another turnover tackle. There's obviously a lot of drop ball in this game, which ends up with a heap of turnover tackles. But 10.7% own him, and a 48 point score you'll be happy with, and he'll continue that slight price rise there. David Fifita, this is the big worrying one with 42 there. Unfortunately for him, again, just more over 100 meters, but just no real attacking stats, and they keep giving him the ball in poor territory. 1 offload there, 3 tackle breaks. The tackles is pretty normal around that 26, but he hasn't scored a try yet in the 4 games. And he's someone that could get the barnstorming tackle busting runs with a line break and a try, and he gets up to that 60, 70 on most weeks. He averaged 0.8 of a try, so almost a try a game last year, and he's just not getting that at all. And look, it'll probably start happening eventually, but how much money how much money do you have to lose, and how many points are you leaving on the table by owning him? And they're still owned by a very high percentage at 19.4, which is actually ridiculous. So probably how many teams own in the top 1,000 own him, top 5,000, probably not a lot, but still he's someone to think about moving on next week and potentially picking him up later if he starts to get back to his barnstorming best. But that is that. Little is not owned by many, so I won't bother with him. Nofoaluma, a much better game on his side of the ball, but just still not an option. If he was around 300k, I'd look at him, but not right now. Not in a team this playing this ball. Fodawaker, not a great score from him after his massive one last week. Coming back down to earth after his 60 last game. Again, not a big option, not owned by many, but that was that. Brooksy, just an okay game for him. Offengawe, still getting lots of minutes with 64 there. But the 39 points wasn't ideal with no attacking stats there. Roberts was much better. Jolliffe comes in. He's just a bit too overpriced to think about him as an option. Proctor covered both for more, so that was the worry. That was the issue last night that Bo didn't play. For anyone who owned him, it was a little bit painful. But it'd be interesting to see how he would have scored and if they Titans would have played better if he was on the park, because he's gone awesome the last couple of weeks. Let me know if you have Bo and who you who you're playing instead of him. Did you play Kelma? Did you playing Leo Thompson? Is it Panasini? Is it something like that? Okay, so Herbert, Marzud, both guys not really not many people, too many people have. Brimson, again, just working into his craft a little bit. Did score the try at the end. 149 kick meters. So he took a little bit away from Sexton, which we need to talk about here. So Sexton with 26, and he actually should have had a worse score. Didn't look great at the start of the game. Ended up with 2 turnover tackles that, not really much. So just basically he's tackling a bloke. When the other bloke dropped it, it was nothing to do with his tackling style. But 2 goals, a couple of tackle breaks, and the 2 turnover tackles. But 140 meters. So he kicked for 9 meters less than Brimson, and that's very, very worrying if you're an owner of Sexton there. I think he'll be fine. The Titans need to improve a lot if they're going to be a force in this league. But this was what we expected from Sexton. He's going to have a few really good games because he is a nice solid player with lots of upside. But he's also going to have games where he misses a bunch of tackles. Tuolangi, ran straight at him and ran him over the first one, and then someone else on the next play, same thing, bundled him over. So he's still a little guy, and he's going to get better and better. But yeah, we're expecting these types of games. Did gain 34k to start the season, so he was doing a decent job of it. But yeah, tough game this one. He'll improve from that. Erin Clark with 26. He's definitely someone I think you need to move on now. He just never scored perfectly well with 60 plus minutes. If you look at his stats there, he just doesn't have that track record of playing bigger minutes and doing really well. He'll get 30 he'll get 45 or something one game, and then down to 25, 30 from there. So Erin Clark, I think he's ready to be moved on. With so many hooking options, you got Starling at a slightly more expensive price. I think is a much better option than Clark. Tuolangi, that was so sad. He was playing so well, and I don't know where the 3 missed tackles come from. One definitely, possibly 2, but he did make the tackle and kind of he fell off his legs as he was, the other bloke was tackling him. I don't think that's a missed tackle. He got him to the ground and just fell off right at the end when he was already tackled. So anyway, I don't know where the third one come from, but anywho, 25 in his 40 minutes. So he came off at half time with a shoulder issue. He was really, really good, guys. So if he's out for only 1 week, or if he comes back next week, you got to hold him because he was their best player by far in that first half. He ran for 66 meters, got a tackle break. A lot of post-contact meters, a lot of tackles. So actually got in there and did some work, which was really good. They defended a lot, and anytime they got the ball in the in any attacking form, he was the one to come in and run really well. So he was great. Unfortunately, we missed out on him playing 70 minutes, which I think he would have got, and possibly a 40-odd score. But yeah, if you held on to him, I think it's really good signs. It's just a bit unfortunate that he didn't get any more minutes with the injury he was carrying from about the 25 minute mark is what sources have said, or what everyone's been saying there. So that's that with Kilmer. And then if you got Peachy, for example, 2% of owners, just a tough game for him. A sin bin early on. Again, just on and off. He'll get the 40-odd 50, and then he'll get the 20. He played in the centres the other day and didn't do so well either. Oliver Gildart, for the small percentage to own him, he obviously didn't go too great either. Anyway, that's the story with all these games for the week. Ken Mamalo, poor bloke, he struggled as well, a couple of catches again. But that's this Thursday game. It was tough. Thank goodness we have 2 cracker matches tonight in our Friday ones with the Sharks and the Knights, and also the Penrith Panthers and the Bunnies. So still plenty of rain about in Sydney at the moment. If you guys are needing some information around that, good luck if you're playing Draft Stars tonight, and I hope you all have a great day. It's just a nice quick one, guys, for our Thursday night. Not too much to say in here. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video, guys. See you later.